from the projects, the hood, ghetto, the slums, the urban setting, and you're having a hard time eating healthy. In this video, I'm gonna tell you exactly why you're having a hard time, and I'm gonna help you fix all of that shit. Don't worry about it. It's something simple. It's not a bunch of books you gotta read, something you just gotta just do and just be. Watch to the end, and I'm gonna help you kick that habit of dying early. Stop that cycle of dying early in your family. All right, so stay tuned. First and foremost, there's two kinds of people in this world, squares and gangsters. So what's a square? A square is somebody that stays inside of the box. Lines that society put there, government, parents, the ones that end up graduating high school, going off to college, getting a good job, getting a house, the dream, family setting, you know, all of that stuff. Gangsters really just do what they want to do. I'm not talking about thugs, I'm talking about gangsters. A gangster would just take something from you if he wanted it, or say something to you if he wanted to say it, or not do something if he didn't want to do it. A lot of times where we from, in the projects, in the hood, we didn't want to do a lot of the right things that set us up for success in the future. We got to break that cycle. When do you start? You know that the things that you're doing, been doing, your friends have been doing, your family been doing, parents, uncles, aunts, mothers, sisters, whoever, and life expectancy is this low. At what point are you going to change things up a little bit? Doing things a little bit different? Could be now. The squares is the one that's dating or married to the woman that you lust over, driving the car that you wish that you were driving, living in the houses that you wish you were living in. The time to separating gangster from being a person that's handling his business is over. When you see another black man or woman doing a thing, you don't hate on them. You salute them, congratulate them. If anything, get close to them and figure out how they did it, because most likely they came from where you came from. And if they could do it, so could you. A gangster is somebody that does what they want to do. So if you want to survive, right, live long, healthy, without the ailments and diseases that, you know, unhealthy foods cause, then be a gangster. Start eating the right shit. Stop letting the government or the system or the powers that be control your eating habits, your way of thinking, your way of doing things that's been like reciprocated and like passed on. You can stop that now. You got ops, correct? All right, cool. So what do you do to protect yourself from your ops? Carry guns, do things that you have to do to stay alive. But meanwhile, you got ops giving you food and it's really poison. Ticking time bombs that's detonating like 20, 30 years from now. And your diabetes, high blood pressure, all the things that your aunties and uncles is dying from right now, right? Grandma died from. We don't want that happening no more. We want to live into 90 something like everybody else in the world. Why we gotta have the life expectancy of this when everybody else is looking towards the future? Maybe that's why we're not trying to save anything or create generational wealth, because we already know instinctively or subconsciously rather that we already doomed for failure. Well, some of us woke up. Some of us is doing the right things that we have to do to ensure longevity. All right. So if you're a gangster for real, all right, and you're doing things to protect yourself, protect your family, change the way that your children eat, change the way that your wife eat, do your best to change the way your parents eat. It's hard to teach old dogs new tricks, but at the same time, if that dog don't want to get put in a home, right, you tell them they got to do what they got to do to stay on their own and independent longer than they expected. All right, you got people out here running marathons in their 80s and 90s, and then you got people in their 60s that's immobile, needing the help of walkers and canes and crutches just to get from A to B. You don't want that to be one of you. Switch that up, do things differently. I know a lot of thinking to yourself, how am I going to eat healthier? It's expensive. It's too expensive to eat healthy. I don't know how you do it. How'd you become vegan? It's so expensive. Like, what do you think that you have to eat when you vegan? You think that you eating like fucking filet mignon treat? Filet mignon grass? Nah, it's a lot easier than you think. A lot of things that you eat right now, you could continue eating, but you eating it in larger quantities, right? You cutting out other stuff. You cutting out the dairy. You cutting out the meat. You cutting out the poultry, the fucking fish, anything that swim, breathe, think, could go this way or that way on their own whim. We ain't putting it in our body. All right? Why? It causes mucus. All right? Anything that's in your body that's not of this earth, that's not meant to be consumed by your body, is going to cause mucus. When you have mucus in your body, that's a awesome environment for diseases and viruses to grow, manifest, run around, do their thing, fuck you up. All right? So if I know that, based on what Dr. Sebi said, Sebi, however you want to pronounce the honorable teacher's name, rest in peace. If scientists say, if renowned experts say that when your body is alkaline, you have a higher chance of staying healthy and warding off diseases. So why wouldn't you do whatever you got to do to stay alkaline? What's alkaline? That's a pH balance, all right? That's the pH. Remember in school we went the pH scale from, I think it was 0 to whatever, but I think anything over 7 is base, and then anything under that is an acid. Well, anything over the 7 is the alkaline part, all right? That's what you want your water to be. That's what you want your vegetables and your fruits to be, right? So if you're you eating any hybrid vegetables or fruits, chances are it's not going to be alkaline. It's going to be very acidic, and it's not going to be good for the body. All right, me personally, I stick to the Dr. Sebi list, and it's been treating me just fine. My beard been growing in nice, my skin been looking good, my sleep been great, my sex been optimal, primal, mad energy, my endurance been great. I've been losing weight. People asking me what I'm doing. I tell them vegan, then they like suck their teeth and be like, yo, I don't know how you do it. And they be like, I don't know how you don't. I don't know how you don't. I got over 10 relatives that I know that died from like health-related illnesses, like food-related illnesses, like high blood pressure, diabetes, like shit like that. Like I don't even know the reason or the cause for most of them, but I just know that food and that the salt and the sugar is killing us. So I'm not putting that in my body, and I'm teaching my children not to do it either. In order to break all of that, first things first, what you got to do is you have to change your mindset. You have to start caring about yourself, but not like from an external kind of way, like with the ego, right? So the ego is how you feel that the world is viewing you, but you the one that got to fucking view yourself. So humble yourself. Humble yourself. Humility is you not giving a fuck about what the world is thinking, but not in like a way where it's like fuck what the world is thinking, in a way where you just focusing on yourself and you don't have no time to think about what other people are thinking about you. You have to think about what you have to do to live longer, what you have to do to have more energy, what you have to do to sustain wealth, what you. It's all about you. Stop worrying about everybody else. It don't matter what people are going to say. They're going to be like you bugging or you wilding or what you think you is, you white or something like that. I heard it all. You wouldn't believe what my own people would say to me just because I chose health over madness, over propagated notions of like tasty foods. It's really crazy. Mindset. You have to realize that not everybody knows what's the right thing to do. They've been doing the same thing that grandma and mommy and daddy and auntie been doing. In order for you to be the factor that changed everything, you have to just start. It took me 6 years. I stopped eating red meat and pork. Well, I stopped eating pork about 7 years ago. And then the red meat also around that time. But I used to cheat and, do my thing, whatever have you. But for the past year, I've been on my vegan shit and I love it. I wish I would have did it sooner. I wish I would have tried my best to like persuade my family members and some of my friends sooner, and maybe they still be here, but I gotta move forward for myself, for my family, and for whoever's watching this video. At the end of the day, you gotta choose life over what the fuck everybody else is thinking around you. Most likely, if you from the projects, you don't plan on being there forever, so what the fuck matter what they think anyway? Where you plan on moving to, people are gonna be eating just like you. They wanna enjoy their wealth. They wanna enjoy their money. In order to do that, you have to be around to do that. People not trying to be in no fucking nursing home or crippled and disabled. People not trying to be riding around in no fucking wheelchairs. People want to be on jet skis and climbing mountains and hiking through forests and like building and just living like in a way where you couldn't when you in your younger years because you had to work hard in order to build the wealth that you needed in order to be financially free. And you can't do that on your deathbed. I don't plan on doing that. I plan on being 60 something, 80 something, still looking good, 6-pack. I don't even got that now, but that's my aspirations. You feel me? Do things different. You don't want to be a fucking bozo, throwing up hurt and pain, complaining on medicine, big doctor's bills and hospital bills. Start eating the right food, fruits and vegetables. It's simple. Drink water, eat more fruits, eat more vegetables, and then eventually you realize that you eat more healthy than not healthy, and then the unhealthy don't even seem so appealing on you. Trust me, word. Sea moss, herbs, all that shit that play a major part in keeping you full and energized and having your right amounts of proteins and energies and omega-3s and all of the shit that they already telling you on the fucking food pyramid. Do your own research, find out what the body needs in order to stay functioning, and then put that in your body. The other stuff, if you feel like you want to treat yourself to it, or if you feel comfortable like having your kids still like eating that shit, then do you, gangster. But me, I'm gonna do the right thing. My moms didn't know, my pops didn't know, but they did their best. So now I know, so I'm gonna do the best. That's the difference. We breaking cycles, we doing things different than like the elders did. Elder don't mean wise. We gotta take the information, utilize it, create knowledge out of it, and then pass it on in the form of action and through teaching. That's wisdom. All right, not just fronting and procrastinating and like saying like this and that because like auntie who ain't doing so good financially or fucking health-wise, like been saying to you and you looking up the, yo, shut the fuck up. Our people's dying. It's time to get bread. It's time to live longer. It's time to put down the fucking guns in the form of food. It's time to put down the guns in the form of guns, like killing your own people. And niggas is bugged the fuck out. And to my people that's really out here wanting to win, winning, succeeding, and knowing that like health is wealth and generational wealth is the best way to go in order to like free ourselves, then subscribe to the channel. I don't know what to say. If not, then share it with somebody who will. But support me. I don't give a fuck. If you eating all them fucking McDonald's burgers and them Burger King burgers and drinking beer and all that stuff and like you doing everything else to destroy yourself, the least you could do is like my shit, share my shit, and follow it anyway. And don't even look at none of the videos. But just like put me in that algorithm I need to win. Word.